Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. This is take 3, and if it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to give up, guys. I just a little scatterbrain and everything, so... First of all, happy St. Patty's Day. You know, I know that this St. Patty's Day for many of you is not turning out how maybe you wanted it to. Maybe you do the praise. Maybe you do go to a pub or whatever and have some green beer and whatever you like to do. And now you're at home. But if you're at home with your loved ones or friends, you know, whoever exists in your family or your core supporters, it's all good. I'm not wearing any green. Sorry about that. I'm just wearing my ratty old house dress that I am so comfortable in. Please forgive. It is March 17th, 2020. It is 3:51 p.m. and it will probably be I gotta pause you. Okay, sorry about that. My bonus daughter sent me a picture of her at work, and right now the work she does, they have to wear a respirator and gloves. And so she sent me a picture of her in her respirator. It was just so, it was, I mean, it was up on her forehead. She was taking a break, but it was just so funny. You know, it made my day. So, you know, so I don't know what I've told you guys or anything. I think I was getting ready to do the weather for you guys, so I guess I'll do that now. Um, let's see. That's for today. What are we doing today? It's 78 degrees. Feels like 78. High day will be 79. Tonight will be 63, partially cloudy. It is 20% chance of rain. Humidity is at 69%. Wind is 10 miles per hour from the south. Sunrise was at 7:44 a.m. Sunset will be at 7:47 p.m. I'm really loving the longer days. Tomorrow will be basically the same. So it's beautiful weather right now. I have to turn my phone that way because if she sends me any more pictures, I'm just going to lose it, guys. Oh, I love that girl. I do. She's my daughter's best friend, and oh, I love my bonus daughter. I couldn't ask for a better best friend for my daughter. You know, she's just wonderful. She's just wonderful. I just love her. She just, you know, and her and my daughter get along so well, and they're good for each other. And, you know, they all get along, and even the kids all get along, you know, as well as kids get along, you know, when you have teenagers and then you have a younger child. So, but yeah, I'm really, really so happy. And I can't wait to give her a big hug when I do see her. So anyway, sorry about that. You guys can tell I have a bit of a cold. Don't worry. It's not the coronavirus. I'm not running a fever or anything. I don't have a dry cough. I don't have a cough at all. I'm not having to use Recu inhaler. I'm not having to use breathing treatments. I am taking cold medicine, not right now because it would knock me out, but I have been taking cold medicine at night. The insomnia is at an all-time high. Basically, I'm not going to sleep now until Brad gets up. I'm trying. I don't know why it's so out of control. It's not like I'm sleeping in the daytime, you know, so, well, I mean, I sleep, my normal nighttime is the morning, so, you know, because I get up generally about 11:30 or noon, because, like I said, if I don't go to sleep till 7, yeah, so, but it's okay. For right now, I'm not having kids at home or anything, and, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I got the sinus congestion and stuff. It's not in the chest. I got a little bit of an upset stomach. And I think the insomnia partly is because Brad is having, his pain seems to be getting more and more severe. And he's up a lot at night. So I feel almost like I need to be this almost protective mother bird that needs to be watching him constantly and asking him if he's okay and seeing if I can rub anything on him, if I can get him anything, you know. So, doing that. Sometimes, though, when I'm sick like this, and you guys see that I get these little colds, and I generally have some kind of an infection, and that's just my life. I have a called primary immunodeficiency disease, and mine is a common variable. I've had it all my life. And so I always am fighting these little infections. And what it is basically a milder version of the boy in the bubble. I've had done videos on this before. It's no big thing. That's just me, okay? So you guys will notice I get little colds and stuff, and it's far better than it used to be 20 years ago. I used to be on high doses of prednisone and antibiotic, like really high doses and all of that. But anyway, sometimes if I don't feel good, though, and you can't just, when you have somebody who is getting severely disabled, like my husband, where he can hardly walk now, even with cane and stuff. And that cane I got him really does help, except for he's too proud to use it at work. I'm just letting that go because, I know it's really hard thing, I think, especially for men. But at home, it really helps, the one with the four feet and stuff. But you can't really just be sick and not do anything because there's nobody to pick up the slack, really. Brad tries, but he can't just magically snap his fingers and not be disabled. So I've learned that if I have to, I will sit in my office chair, and I've done it a few times, and sweep my kitchen floor and mop my kitchen floor. Thank God for the office chair. And you guys may wonder, well, why am I not using a wheelchair? For me, first of all, the office chair doesn't take up near the room. Because I have a plus size wheelchair, which you can put that out there. Let's not pretend. It takes up less room, and it is more maneuverable. The wheels are, smaller, so you can move easier. So that's what we use. Brad uses it a lot out there too. You know, we do dishes that way most of the time. Sometimes I'll stand up and do like my bigger stuff, and if I'm having a really good day, I'll stand up. I stand up as long as I can doing the dishes because I'm trying to build my stamina. So, but anyway, that's what I've learned. If I have to, do just a little bit and sit down, and then do a little bit and sit down. That's what I'll do. All we can do, guys, is do the best we can do. If you're disabled and maybe your spouse is disabled, or whichever way it is. Or maybe you're just getting older and have severe arthritis. So, it is what it is. Let me see. First of all, I want to thank Leanne Live. If you guys haven't ever checked her out, please do. And her channel name is spelled Leigh, and then Ann, and then Live. And she is a good friend of mine. And, she did something really incredible that I didn't even know she was doing. She heard me mention, I think last week sometime, that I would, someday I was hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've been on here, I think, 7 years, and, I'd never hit 1,000, and it's not a huge thing. It's just something you're like, it's just kind of a goal. You'd love to hit 1,000. If I hit 1,000, I can do lives easier. If I hit 1,000, I could do super chats if I wanted to. It would be nice just to do 1,000. So she, I guess, did a live and wouldn't go off there until I hit 1,000. And she had already done a video before that. I think a couple days before that. I didn't catch her live. So, and I don't know if she kept it or not. Because if she did, I'll have to go run over there and look. But it was just something, it was just so sweet of her to do that, She's a real sweetheart. She's way too hard on herself. Way too hard on herself. You're way too hard on yourself, Leanne, we all have things that we just, can't handle and stuff. So, quit being so hard on yourself. And, but yeah, so I don't know if I'm still at 1,000, because I know a lot of times if you hit like 1,000 and stuff, your numbers will fluctuate. So maybe I've dropped down a little, maybe I've dropped up a little, You know, I'm going to get more excited when it stays 1,000, like over 1,000, like for a week or so. Like maybe it's 1,005 and stuff, and so it's staying that way. Because then we're going to have a little bit of an online party, okay? That would be fun. Let's see. I'm looking at. I made a few notes, so I wanted to thank her. I want to show you guys the hats that I've been busy making. You know, guys know I'm always busy making hats, and I love making my hats. And this month is Iowa, so and that's state number 36. So we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. So, I'll show you this. This is a little newborn hat. There you go, and it's got one of the gems, or not a gem. It's got. I put a heart on the little flower, a heartbeat. So yeah, well, that is that one. And then there is this one here. I think that's a large adult. Yeah, see? There's that one. And this is a small adult. And this is a medium adult. No, this is a large adult. Isn't that cool? Yeah. That's all just scrap yarn, you can tell. Love my scraps. You see my sheep? And that's a little toddler hat. Excuse me. Told you guys I wasn't coughing. That was the first one. That's a little kitty cat. And that is a... So this was a baby hat. And this is a toddler one. So, yep. So those are the ones I've made. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's talk a little bit about all the craziness that's going on with this, with the COVID-19. People just are being crazy and selfish, and it just kind of breaks my heart because, you know, you think, why are people being this way? I need to have a file because this is all jagged and icky. I don't think I have one around. Oh well. Why are people being that way? Why are people being so greedy? I mean, now I try to look at it like maybe that's not what it really seems, because you see people, I haven't been out in the store, but you see people like on the news and stuff buying the biggest packs of toilet paper you can, like at Costco or Sam's Club. Well, I said, well, maybe we don't know. Maybe they're buying that for their whole family. And maybe their whole family said, hey, you check this store, and you check that store, and you go to this one, and then whoever finds the toilet paper, you know, we'll all split it, and we'll split the cost. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case with a lot of other stuff. Maybe it isn't, and people are all like, give me, give me, give me all now. I mean, come on, guys. The stores are going to be restocked. It may take a little bit, but they will be restocked. Conserve your toilet paper. Conserve your paper products. You know, don't just go and use something. I was looking for my napkin. I don't know, or not my napkin, my Kleenex. I don't know there it is. Conserve it. I mean, like that. I mean, I'm very conservative on my toilet paper. I'm literally probably using, and this is not TMI, or maybe it is, but I'm using about half of what I normally would use. And I'm like, why hadn't I thought about this earlier, that I don't really need to use, you know, if you need to use a whole bunch, you probably need to just, you know, get in the shower, or you need to, you know, use whatever to clean yourself. I mean, come on, guys. You know, we should all be conserving our resources anyway. You know, instead of being so wasteful about our food. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys are like, oh, I'm going to be a lot more careful and think about what I use before I just use it, or before I just toss it and stuff. And that's way, that's way we are being, because it's like I don't want to just use it up. my main thing I was worried about was that my pets would have enough food. I know. And they will. It's been kind of a struggle because, yeah, we tried to put an order in through Walmart. Of course, they were out of the canned cat food and the canned dog food. Um, but I was able to order both through Amazon. Um, and so I know I have like enough canned cat food for at least 5 weeks for the cat. Um, you know, I just got in a 32 pack and I still had a week left. And that's not something that she has to have. Well, she kind of does because it's primarily what she eats. She eats both dry and wet. Um, and the dog's food, I think, will be in Thursday. And again, I cook up their own chicken. And, uh, oh, sorry, my daughter had sent me a message. I'll reply back. What was I saying? Oh, the dog's food. I cook up the chicken. I buy the chicken hindquarters, the real cheap, and I cook it in a crock pot, and then I debone it all, and then I also have a broth, and then I freeze that into individual bags. It's a cup. I can tell you that because I use 2 half cups in a sandwich bag. And then I have one of those plastic shoe boxes that you can get, and I line them up just like you would books in there, and then I freeze them, and then that way I can take out just 1 pack, unthaw it, and then I mix it with rice, and that's what they get for their evening meal. And uh, so I just had done that, and then I knew I had just bought them each a bag of dog food. We are going to take Nixie off of that dog food that's $85 a bag right now because Brad was doing some research because we were trying to find something that was comparable that wasn't a prescription and wasn't so darn expensive. And he said, a lot of people say their vet only kept their dog on that for like 6 months. And so what we're doing is we're mixing that because we had that bag and another bag, so we're mixing it. And then I think we're either going to keep them both on just the regular science diet, or I don't know. I'm kind of leaning kind of toward the Purina Pro plan. Has got all kinds of different ones, and these guys are both over the age of 7 and stuff. So I don't know. But anyway, they got dog food coming in Thursday. They get canned dog food once a week, and it's still mixed with rice, and it's like it's like when we have pizza night, I know it's weird, but I love my dogs, you guys know that. So once a week they get canned dog food, you know. What else did I tell you guys? Yeah, just being careful with my paper products, being careful with, we say the napkins, that we had around, and so we've been compiling those. Or usually maybe if you had gotten napkins from Safeway, or not Safeway, Subway or something, like pre-COVID-19, you might just throw them away. You kind of conserve them. I bought a reusable coffee filter for my coffee pot, and I lucked out and it fits perfectly. So we don't have to buy the paper coffee filters anymore. And that's nice too because there's no more of the coffee filters folding over, and then you get all the coffee grounds in your coffee, and nothing like taking a big old swig of coffee grounds. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm awake now. So it's like, yeah, does it look good in my teeth? But so yeah, that take care of that. Because I wasn't able to get coffee filters either. I'm not worried about baby wipes. Save those for the babies. Even then when I had children and I couldn't afford baby wipes, I just used the washcloth. Or I would buy a small pack of the baby wipes just to have in the diaper bag for if we were gone somewhere. But otherwise, then I would at home use, washcloths and baby shampoo or, baby body wash and take care of it that way. Trying to think of what else. Just keeping to ourselves. And I know I have been made fun of for years by different people for keeping a well-stocked pantry, and that's just an insecurity thing with me. My first marriage, my husband didn't care if we had anything to eat or not. And if I cooked dinner, he didn't worry about, oh, well, there's this much food and there's this many people to feed. He would just fill his plate and eat all he wanted to. So I got to the point where I would hide food so I had enough to feed my babies. But then so it's kind of become a panicky thing. So I've always kept a well-stocked house, or tried to. It might not have been what we really wanted, but it was, it might have been a lot of ramen and hot dogs at some times, or if tuna fish was massively on sale by the case, or macaroni and cheese, whatever, we survived. So now I kind of feel like a rock star, though. All these people that made fun of me and stuff, and people that made fun of the fact that I am basically kind of a recluse, that I'm an introvert and I don't really go out. We don't have any friends here yet, and I don't think we will. It's been hard, with not having a vehicle and stuff. But it is what it is. And I think maybe, everything happened for a reason. But somebody was complaining about not being able to go out. I'm like, this is where I shine like a rock star. Because, not being able to go out and stuff, it's like, it's a little inconvenient because, sometimes I think, oh, let's run to Dollar Tree, or, oh, let's run here. And it's like, no, you really shouldn't just do the nonchalant trips anywhere. You really just need to stay safe and stay home. I can go outside with my dogs, and all of that. Oh, I was thinking about something, but it's not been anything important. I thought I heard a noise, but I think it's really important that we keep each other up during this time. It's my whole thing. Because I know some of you guys are going to have a harder time, and there's going to be times where I have a harder time too. We don't know how long this is going to be. I mean, they're talking that, I've heard anywhere from 15 days to 6 weeks to into summer. I mean, so we're going to have to keep each other up. That's where us being friends here on the interweb is such a beautiful thing. Because first of all, I wouldn't have the friends I have if I didn't have you guys here. And it's pretty amazing to me that we can still exist. We can video chat if we want to. We can text. We can message. I like to text and message. I do that quite often, And if I don't reply back within a couple of days, just hit me up again, because I may have thought I did, or I may have had multiple messages come from people, so, I never mean to leave anybody out. But I think it's important that during this time that we try to uplift each other, and we try to be there for each other. I think somebody said they think there's going to be a lot of babies being born 9 months from now. I think that's very true. I think this may be a good thing in a way. Okay, hear me out. Because so many schools are closed and stuff. Some are not reopening until next, fall. Some are going to reopen as far as they know for now. But it's so easy for families to become disconnected, especially with all of the electronics. Now, believe it or not, Brad and I have even at times thought, hey, we're getting a little disconnected from each other, because maybe we're sitting side by side, but maybe we're both so engrossed in our phone that we will say to one another, put down the phone and let's just sit and talk. And that means when you put down your phone too, you turn it face down, so you're not seeing any messages or anything coming in. Because it's so easy in this day and age to, lose sight of what is really important and lose sight of um, family unity. So I think it's going to be a good thing. I hope people maybe say, hey, let's have game night. Maybe the mom, the dad, and the kids, or maybe it's the mom and the kids, or the dad and the kids, or maybe it's you and a couple of friends, no more than 10. Or maybe you're going to do a game online. That could be good too. I mean, whatever works. But I think it'll be good. I think in a way that might bring a few families a little closer. You're definitely going to be able to tell who your real friends are, too. Um, you know, uh, what else do I have to tell you guys? That's about it. I know I really need to get going on some housework and stuff, but I'm going to sit for a little bit and loom knit. I have this thing where every day I got to sit for a little bit and do some loom knitting before I start my other work, because it just kind of centers me. I want to get in the art studio so bad and do some work. I have a painting that I still need to finish. I've been working on it a little bit, but I still need to finish this. Haven't really worked on it in a while. It'll probably maybe be about. Oh, I know. I'm not near done. Okay, we're talking about all of this COVID-19 business, and what it really means to so many of us is, I don't know if it means that maybe you're being laid off. Maybe you don't know how you're going to pay your bills, feed your family, anything else right now, because your world as you knew it basically kind of has stopped. It depends on if you worked in a restaurant or a bar or a school or so many other places. Maybe you're an event planner. I mean, this is major stuff. Um, that's really scary. Um, it does affect my daughters. Um, it does affect so many other people I know. It doesn't really affect us monetarily. Well, it doesn't, okay? Um, Brad's pension is going to be there no matter what. That's why he worked there for, over 30 years, so he could retire at 50 and then have his pension. Fortunately, it's not quite enough for it to live on, but we're going to figure that out. We're going to just do whatever we have to do, you know. It'll all work out. It always does. We've got just a tiny bit put away, so that'll be okay to help us get through for a little bit. It does affect us because Brad's mom's house isn't on the market yet. We were hoping it will be very soon, and it could really affect the sale of it. And without the sale of it, we really can't move. I don't know if we can move or not. So there's that. But that'll work out. We're gonna do this move whether or not that house sells. We just might have to become, I don't know. I know my daughters will help. The whole thing, basically basically want us to live either right with them or right by them. I would like to have our own little trailer if we can. But that'll all work out. We're very blessed that our daughter wants that, and so is our bonus daughter, and we're all going to help each other. We're going to help take care of kids while they're working, and they want to have a lot of different animals, and I said I would take care of those because I love doing that. And they're going to help me, like with Brad and stuff, because he's getting where he's so hard for him to move. So that affects us. definitely postpones how soon we could move, because we were all wanting to move in June. And I don't think that's going to be able to happen. I don't know. I don't know. Thing is they already put in their notices, so and they can't take them back, my daughters, for their jobs. So, kind of scrambling to get other employment. Again, I know that'll all work out, but it is stressful and you worry. You worry a whole lot. I know a lot of people worry, and I feel bad I do say, and I know everybody is going through this, but I feel bad for all of the spring breakers that maybe they were getting ready to go on vacation. I know my one daughter, I don't know where they were going to go, but I knew they were going to go. I don't know if they're still going to go or not on a vacation. But, for all of the kids that were excited about maybe going to one of the Disney resorts, or, maybe for the people that maybe had tickets for a concert that they've always wanted to see. So many things, But don't get down, because there'll be other concerts and there'll be other trips and stuff. All we can do is just make the most of it. This will go down in history, and we can say that we remember when this happened, just like I remember when, and I remember exactly when I heard about the 911, the towers being hit, and that day. So this will be another one where this will go down in history. This is worldwide. Worldwide. Isn't that something? And no matter what you believe, I'm going to respect what you believe and what you're doing for this current pandemic. And I just ask that you do the same. We have prepared for the worst to a degree. I'm not going to go out and buy a bunch of stuff because, like I said, my house is pretty well stocked, and I don't need to go buy more right now because I might be out in 2 weeks. I'm going to wait because I want to make sure that everybody can have their stuff. Why would I go buy, why would I go buy more hamburger right now if there's somebody who needs a hamburger right now, and I might need it in 2 weeks? I'm going to let that person have that hamburger because they need it right now. So, but we got to just keep uplifting each other. If you're going crazy, make a comment on here, and stuff, and this will be a good time for you if you are at home, to maybe do that craft you wanted to do. Learn to play an instrument. Maybe you wanted to always, redo your kitchen, or maybe you wanted to learn how to cook this or that. Here's your chance. Maybe this is just the universe telling us we all need to slow it down a bit. And I feel like everybody runs around way too much and is way too busy, and you guys don't take the time to stop and smell the roses. Stop and smell the flowers. Stop. There's no point to life if all you're going to do is run around like a rat in a maze, and at the end of the day, you're so tired you just want to cry, but you know that in 4 hours you got to get up and do it all again. Is that what you want to remember with your kids, is that it was just a blur? Slow it down. Have that conversation with your kids. Go for an ice cream cone. Well, not right now. But on a normal time, maybe you could go for an ice cream cone and just sit and talk. You can make an ice cream cone at home and sit and talk. Or, maybe even over a bowl of cereal, whatever you have. I think it's important. Time is something you can never get back. Nobody ever says they wish they would have run around more, that they would have worked more, that they would have been involved in way, even more things. Everybody says they wish they would have had more time with their loved ones. So here's your chance. Let's look at it as a positive, and let's be very careful. Gloves, your mask, social distancing, cleaning really well, washing your hands, hand sanitizer. That's your key. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I have bothered you guys way too long. And remember, I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so very much. And I think you guys are awesome, and guys, each one of you guys is very important to me. So I want you guys to always remember that. And thank you again, Leanne. That was so sweet of you. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a good one.